Danny Flexen here at Everton Red Triangle with Brandon. Is it pronounced Daord?
Daord.
Brilliant. Got one in the bag.
First ones I've ever got that, you know.
Wow. I've done my research. You're fighting on Saturday.
Yeah.
Is your fourth? Fifth professional fight. See, I had to get that wrong after I got the name right, even it up. You don't know yet who you're fighting. Do you find that kind of tricky, not knowing until the day, or do you find it easier maybe?
It's not easy, but the first rounds mainly, that's where I see what they're about, know what I mean? Like, I could watch as much footage as I wanted to on them, and they might not come in that way, so I'm going to say it's easier because I could like be watching them thinking, oh, he comes in throwing a backhand, that could be from a few years ago or a few months ago. After each fight, you work on something new, and if he hasn't been doing like good with his shots or certain things like that, the trainer will be adjusting it, so I don't want to go in thinking he's got a good left hand, he comes in at me with a slugger of a right hand, know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's a bit better. I don't really watch much of my opponents either. If I know who they are, I'll look at them to see what they look like, so I know them in case they bump into me and say, oh, you're right, and I'm thinking, well, I'm fighting you, mate, know what I mean? But other than that, I don't really watch them for like their experience or stuff like that, mainly.
Tell us a bit about your amateur background. So how many fights you had, what sort of things you were in or you won?
Well, I won 8 national titles as an amateur. I went to the Europeans. I didn't medal in the Europeans. I was there 2 years before my own age. I was 14, everyone else was 17 and stuff like that.
European juniors?
Yeah. And then I went to the Commonwealth Games. I got a bronze medal in the Commonwealths. I done a lot in the amateurs, and I had 93 or 94 fights in the amateurs. And then after like all my titles and stuff, I thought it's time to turn over. Now I'd done everything except for like the Olympics and stuff like that, but the Olympics, what I would have been going into, wouldn't have been till 2020, so I still would have been waiting around now, know what I mean? Not saying it's a bad thing or anything like, but I just wanted to prove my points and make me mark a lot earlier.
And when you did decide to go pro, why this gym, why Paul Stevenson?
Paul Stevenson's just a magician. He's just a magician in the gym. I'm going to say, there's no other trainer out there like Paul he can tell you something, and instantly you're seeing the bright side of it, know what I mean? It's not like, nah, that didn't work in that one, that didn't work, it's always straight away. And I was here halfway through my amateurs, through the positive side of it. So I wasn't going to change gym or anything to turn pro. It was the best place I could have. And at the time, there was European champions, British champions, Kev Satchel, Ryan Farag, Jazza Dickens. There was a lot of hot names, Steve Lewis, Johnny Quigg in the gym at the time. So I had a lot of people to look up to as well. So it was the best place for me to turn pro.
When you get to kind of championship level, I know it won't be any time this year, but whenever it is, what weight do you think you'll be competing at by then?
Well, I think I'll still be around Superfly. I do want the belts at Superfly and even maybe the lower weight flyweight and stuff like that. But once I've got what I've come for at these weights, I'll be definitely moving up to the bigger weights and stuff. I might be only a small fighter, but I do want to be at the bigger weights where to make it. It's weird, this game. You're either a heavyweight, you can struggle getting sparred and all that, but the big paydays, and then you can be the lowest weight. You've got to be just perfectly in the middle, and it's the same for the heavyweights. It's like an old age pension and a young. Like you won't let a young person use your car, but you won't let an old age pension either. So you've got to be like a little bit in the middle with it. It's the same with this sport.
I think on the plus side, at weights like flyweight and superfly, there's not a lot of them in Britain, so you can move to domestic title contention quite quickly.
Yeah, well, I box mostly at bantamweight just at the minute while I'm getting fights and stuff like that, but naturally I'm a super flyweight.
And who are the big names, either in Britain or on the world stage at the moment, around your weight that you kind of look at as the leading figures?
Well, there's Yafai, there's Charlie Edwards, there too, and I don't know I can't pronounce his name. It might be, is it Pacquiao's fighter? Or they both look alike.
Yeah, so I think it's Pacquiao with Jerwin and Carhas.
Yeah, I think
it's... And then you've got Srissaket.
Yeah, the one who beat Chocolate.
Yeah,
that one, yeah. Well, them two are the big names at the weight, but Yafai and stuff, they're big names at the weight, which have sparred Yafai, and Yafai is a boss, he's a nice lad and all that as well. But when it comes to like the fights and stuff like that, we both know that it'll be business and stuff like that. But while it's still at the stage I'm at, and he's like up there, he's just like sparred and stuff and help each other out, know what I mean?
What was the sparring with Yafai like, and did you kind of get enough from it? I'm not trying to get out of you who won the spar, do you know what I mean? But did you get enough out of it to give you confidence that you belong at a higher level?
Yeah. Well, when I sparred at Yafai, that was the thing. It was more to see where I am and what I'm ready for and stuff like that. And in that spar, I did did prove a lot to me, like looking at Yafai and what he's got and all stuff like that just made me go home the whole journey home. I was just thinking, yeah, I need stuff like that, know what I mean? That's what brings me on, and like it made me feel like where I needed to be, know what I mean? And since that I've been like, felt on top of the world a bit, like, since it was a box start.
And you're the Don, not flattering you, that's actually your nickname, the Don. Where does that come from?
Paul Stevenson, when I come to this gym, he just, and like I was doing the things, I'd boxed a few of the lads out the gym from this gym before they joined and stuff as well, and he used to always say after the fights, he used to say, you're good, know what I mean, you've got talent and stuff like that, and when I come, so I just stuck as I was sparring, the Don, do this, the Don, the Don, this, and all that, and then he was just like, he is the Don, know what I mean, so that was where I got the name from.
Just means you can't ever lose now, like you're stuck with it.
The Don, innit, you can't, that's the way it is.
You can't lose a round, really, that's it, perfection. Just for people that aren't aware of you or want to follow you, having seen this video, how can they follow you on, Twitter, Instagram, so on?
I don't really use Twitter that much, but I'm a big Instagram and Facebook person, so it'll be Brandon_Daord on Instagram, and on Facebook just Brandon Daord.
And that's Daord?
That's it, yeah.
Brilliant. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as Meatloaf said, yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Hope you extend your winning record on Saturday and going forward.